Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, fucking like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the show. Much love to the fam coming at you. Late night broadcast. We up in this thing. Sports Coma representing. Shout out to the fam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. What's popping? Hope you guys had a fantastic start of your week after coming up off that holiday. Man, listen, man, just not enough days, huh? A lot of good food, not enough time to kick back and relax, especially when you watch a lot of crappy football, man. Let me tell you something. Saints not making it easy on us, are they, family? But anyway, we'll recap. We'll go over a brief recap over there. We'll also cover some new, latest news right here on Jason Pierre-Paul. And the Saints are going to lose him off their practice squad to the Dolphins in there. So we'll go over that. We'll also react to Dennis Allen's latest press conference in which he had today, which he was trying to talk about some stuff. Man, wow. These people they just don't have a clue, do they? We also listen to him. We also listen to Carl Granderson and listen to what these guys had to say about the team. Then we'll cut loose. And so it's not going to be a very long stream as we're getting late in this thing. So please feel free, family, to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed, man. We up in this thing. Big ups to the fam. Thank y'all for being here. T-Mama, shout out to you. Kevin, good to see you. Barbara, everybody, man, much love. A lot of them old dirty birds up in here, man. They kind of, they won the bet. You know what I'm saying? Jerry, I said, don't play it. All right, yeah. Okay, shout out to you, Eric, man. Be careful on that road, man. Dante said, what's up, man? All right, shout out to all y'all, man. What's up, Arvin? Shout out to you, man. Appreciate y'all being in this. Slim, much love to my dog, Slim. He was over there on the Pelican post-game report, Slim. All right, Saints for Life said Loomis needs to lose his job with all the trash he brought to this team. Bad coaching contracts, setting the franchise back 4 years. Only one big move, man. We'll also talk about the Carolina Panthers, man. I'm going to cover a little of that, talk about, the Carolina Panthers story. They fired their coach today. And I don't know if I know a lot of the black and gold people pay attention to their stuff, but they fired Frank Reich today after not even a full year. I don't know how many games was it? But he fired him after week 12. So, and the team stunk, man. They were 1-10. So 11 games and you're gone. So, he got him out of here. So how does that impact what the Saints got going on? We're going to talk about that on the back end of the stream as well, man. So very interesting, man, as well. All right, Shazam, shout out to you, bro. So, bro, we need to get to firing Big Q. I know this maybe that helps, man, to get it going. But anyway, the trash that we seen yesterday, and I won't go through a full statistical breakdown. We did that on the recap stream on Sunday afternoon. If you want to listen to it, you can feel free to go back in our archives and listen to that. But basically, I just want to talk about how we lost this game. I'm gonna just be honest with you, how we lost this game, and it should have been the win. This was totally a winnable game for the Saints. And they went in there and did it. They went in there and did it. They laid it down. They didn't fight. They played a lot of low IQ football. They wasted a lot of time. And like the stream is aptly named, Saints Monday wrap up, Allen completely clueless. And when you listen to the press conference, you'll hear that he's clueless. And the reality is there are plenty of answers. And people are like, what's wrong with the Saints? What's wrong with the Saints is they have a quarterback on top of the team, and the guy is making all kind of really rookie and not good quarterback moves. Now, I actually like Derek Carr. I'm on the record actually liking Derek Carr, but I think Derek Carr is mentally not all there. And I'm not saying he's crazy, but I'm thinking, he's had the concussion. He got hurt several times during the season. He's not totally well. I know they're shooting him up with painkiller, and he's not playing. He's not playing well. He's not seeing the field correctly. And he is the major problem why the Saints offense is having so many issues. When you look at the film, and I had a chance to look at some of the film, I'm going to do a full breakdown tomorrow for Patreon. And we're going to go over all of that stuff. And it becomes very obvious, even when you're watching the game and then you go and look at the film, you can see what's really going on. And it's very concerning to me because it's fixable. Everything that's going on with the Saints right now is very fixable. It's very fixable. The issue is that I don't think, I know it's either one or two things. Either and I don't know why would they not fix it, but Derek Carr, and maybe he needs to look at the film and study some more, but he's looking at the film. I'm not going to say he's not looking at it, but you can't, people can look at the film and you can't look at the same thing and say it's something else. No, it is a pick six is because, and he basically was the main reason the Saints lost. The defense, because people are really lambasting the defense because, they have an issue stopping the mobile quarterback. They just suck at that. They've been sucking at that for years. But they held the Atlanta Falcons down to what? Defense only allowed them to score 17 points. They let them get 2 touchdowns and kick a field goal. 17. The extra pointage in which they won by was because of Carr's pick six, his dumb pick six. And it was dumb because Carr, if you watch the play, Carr comes out of the play and he puts his eyes right on Rashid Shaheed and tries to force that ball through a tight window in front of Rashid Shaheed. He said that he didn't see Jesse Bates there. He said that out of his own mouth. We played it yesterday on the press conference when he got off. He said, put one in the chat if you remember hearing him say that, because I played it yesterday. He said he did not see Jesse Bates there. And the reason why he didn't see Jesse Bates is because he didn't look over the field. And that's the thing. Game after game, that's why the offense is suffering, because he's disintegrating. And by disintegration, I'm meaning whatever he had, the confidence that he had, which if you go watch the tape of him with the Raiders, he was actually going over, not all the time, but the majority of the time, he would look over the field and make a throw. And he had some success there. But in the Saints offense, which is it's a QB friendly system. That's number one. Number two is the reason why he's stammering and stumbling is because he's totally not fundamental. And the things that he was doing well with the Raiders, he's not doing that with the Saints. And I mean, family, we're not talking about deep stuff right here. I'm talking about tape provable errors that's on the level of a rookie quarterback. Stuff like going through progressions from left to right, scanning the field, and then going into wherever you're going. You see? The guy staring people down, and he was doing it all through the season, staring guys down. It's just in the Falcons game, he got in trouble. He said he didn't see Jesse Bates. And you look at the tape, Jesse Bates is there. He didn't have a cloak of invisibility on, and then he just uncloaked himself like a Klingon ship and jumped in front and picked the ball off and went to the pick six. No, what happened was Bates was there. He didn't see him because he didn't go through his progressions. He snapped out and looked at him and stared him down. Bates read his eyes, pick six all the way to the house. He said he congratulated Bates. He said, man, thank you. That's good. No, keep your goofy ass away from that guy, congratulating him on pick six and you, because the pick six that he got put the Saints in the losing column. They are put them in the losing column. They're now 5-6. They lost possession of the first place in the NFC South. And they're on a 2-game losing streak. It's about to be 3 because they don't have a prayer to beat Detroit. And on top of that, the third worst thing about it is that I said they were going to win. I bet low, and I got to put on a goddamn Falcon jersey. So that's all wrong. That's all that shit wrong. All that's wrong. And then had the nerve, and number 4 had the damn nerve to get up there at the post game yesterday, talk about support us. Are you kidding me? I supported you. I picked you to win and said you was going to win. And what I got for it, I have to put on a goddamn Falcon shirt or jersey, whatever, and then say rise up, all that kind of stuff. Me, I hate the Falcons. But that's what happened when you bet on your squad, when you support your squad, and they don't show up and they don't represent you. You see? But at the end of the day, it's a frustration because they're not representing the Who Dat Nation the correct way. So in this game, the defense held the Falcons to 17 points, the offense. They held them to 17 points. That's good enough for a expensive offense to do it. That's number 1. Number 2 is the Chris Olave concussion situation was Derek Carr's fault. Derek Carr threw a stupid, garbage, bullshit ball out toward the right sideline. Chris Olave went up to go and get it and had no chance of coming down with that ball in bounds. When he jumped to go and get the ball, there was no way he could stretch his feet out or his legs out to tap down out of that. Carr put that ball so far out of range where he couldn't make a play, but Chris Olave went up thinking he could make a play. When he caught the ball, he was already out of bounds and had no way of even attempting to stick his feet back in. And even if the guy wasn't on him, he couldn't get it in there. And he came down hard with a DB over there, and bam, he came down on his back, he hit his head, and he was knocked out of the game. So I will just do so. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous of what I'm seeing here. And it's not, let me see if I can phrase this correctly because it's all madness, but let me see if I can explain it from my perspective to the family to the best of my abilities without getting too animated, because you know how I get sometimes. So from what I'm seeing is the biggest obstacle to the Saints' success on the field is Derek Carr. He is not doing what a $150 million quarterback is supposed to do. He has weak, garbage, terrible, trash, back ass football fundamentals that I don't know what's going on. Because he's inaccurate. The ball either sails or it's low. Like the pass when he rolled, when he rolled out to the right side and Juwan Johnson was, motioning or moving toward the right sideline. He rolled out toward the right sideline and was moving with the ball and put the ball through the ball a foot ahead of Juwan Johnson. He's rolling out to the same side Juwan Johnson was on. There was no defenders in front of Juwan Johnson. That should have been an easy completion. You know what he did? He threw the ball out front of Juwan Johnson so far that Juwan Johnson couldn't even catch the damn ball. He got a left hand on it. How did he miss that throw? And I'm telling y'all, he's still hurt. And the Saints are going to still ride with this dude because they cannot stop riding with him right now, because to not ride with him right now would to definitely indict them for making a wrong decision and spending money on this dude. And you can't even trade him. You stuck with him for the next several years. And he is the main obstacle on the field of why the Saints are not winning game. He's the guy, and you can talk about the offensive line, keyword about the offensive line. I'll get to that. But the biggest obstacle, because he's the guy that's touching the goddamn football more than anybody. He touches the football every play. And if he's not making plays when he touches the ball, or he's not making the proper throws with the ball, or deciding what he was going to do, the offense ain't going nowhere. Like seeing what the defense look like, his reads at times are off. Like when guys are the opposing defenses set up blitzes on him, it's like the dude is I don't it's just weird. Like it's almost like he's perpetrating a fraud. Like it's this not even the same dude that you got from the Raiders. This dude is somebody else because there is no way, even if you don't know the playbook that well, you can roll out and hit a guy that's 7, 8 yards away from you with a pass and you rolling out running to his same side. It's not like you standing in the pocket stationary and have to throw the ball to that side. You're rolling out with him, and all it is a pass 8 yards up the field to Jawan Johnson. How do you not make that throw? How do you make that dumb throw that got Chris Olave hurt? How do you make trying to force balls in tight windows when you don't have to when there are other options there? He's not reading the field. That's another thing. He's not read. It's all bad with him. It's all bad. He'll make some plays sometimes, but it's too far in between. And that's why the Saints offense have this bullshit metric, how they go and stop, go and stop, go and stop because of him. And like I said, the Saints are trying to do everything they can to take the ball out of his hands with Taysom, but they don't have any imagination to use Taysom's plays because you want Taysom to start throwing the ball. If you can get Taysom to start throwing the ball, then you can kind of balance Taysom's skill set where he can be able to be more effective because once they roll him out there, they just clutter the line. They know he's going to attempt to run. And that really wasn't effective in the Atlanta Falcons game. And he even, he fumbled the ball inside the red zone, which cost us a touchdown. So, like I said, man, the $150 million for this guy. And listen, it's not a strike about his intelligence. I don't know what's going on with this dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, but the tape is unforgiving. I'm gonna be honest with you. The tape is unforgiving on him. He stare guys down. He looks at half the field half the time. He gambles with these throws, and we know he's a gunslinger, but not seeing the whole field, that's poor fundamentals, and that's not worthy of a guy that's supposed to be $150 million. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. But they stuck with that. So they cannot say, okay, we got to go to Jameis. Does Jameis give them a better chance to win? Yes. You know why? Because he actually sees the field. He'll see more opportunities than a guy that's out there looking to one side or to the center and don't want to see the other guy streaking down the field to the right. Then now in a press conference, he says, I don't know how I missed that. The last dumb press conference he did, not yesterday, but prior to that, he talked about how he missed the guy streaking down the field. How did I miss that? You missed it because you're not looking over there. And they could say he's not comfortable in this, whatever, man. Well, he's not comfortable in the pocket. What the hell? But he comfortable in his pockets taking $150 million. So, I mean, he in trouble, man. And the Saints are in trouble as long as Derek Carr sitting on top of the team. He is, and it's not like, if it was a playbook thing where he was struggling to pick up the playbook, that's one thing. Repetition, he'll ultimately get it. But when you practicing bad football principles, like you're not going through your progressions and you out there staring people down, bruh, and then the worst part of it is when he gets up on the press conference and doesn't realize that he's staring people down. Or I know that dude he ain't supposed to be staring people down. And if he's crazy in his head to not know that he's doing that, then that's supposed to be what Curry tells him, because Curry's the QB coach. Carmichael and Curry supposed to say, hey, bro, listen, man, you know why Bates got that pick, right? Well, yeah, I didn't see him. No, you didn't see him because you were staring the damn man down. It's easy. It's easy. So if he doesn't get that and can't learn that and grasp that concept, then he has no hope. You're going to have problems with him big time. And they're not going to even make it with him. They're not. If he can't see his mistakes and correct his mistakes, then that's a problem. That's a problem for everybody. Carr stinks. And listen, no disrespect to Carr, dude. If you're listening, your people listening, your children might be listening. And he's, man said my daddy stinks. No, my daddy doesn't stink. Oh, yeah, son, your daddy stinks as an NFL quarterback, and he's stealing. He's stealing money. He doesn't deserve that money he's getting from the Saints. He really doesn't. He stinks. He really does stink. His technique is bad. He's staring people down. He doesn't go through his progressions. And then one of the worst offenses besides the pick six is when he actually had the nerve to scramble. And when he got beyond the line of scrimmage, he was running with the ball in his hand like a loaf of bread. The guy just comes from behind him and chops his hand. The ball goes forward. A.T. Perry recovers it. Now, how do you explain that? He's scrambling up the field past the line of scrimmage with the ball hanging out, running. What? Dude, how and do I have to tell him if I'm the coach, say, Derek, listen, you're supposed to tuck that ball away when I know, coach, I just, I was just, I was just, I thought about it, I did this. And then after that, I kind of tuck it, I was looking, I see on the scrimmage, I did, I was thinking, I said, yeah, take it, I just pointed over there, I took off, and, yeah, and the guy hit the ball, it popped out, and I just have to do better, yeah, but yeah, that was I just the Saints fans need to support us, I know it's a little tough right now, but I'm telling what I'm saying, it's a little tough right now, but if you support us, what I'm saying, we'll be fine, we gotta, I'm saying, you see, no, none of that. No, we're not supporting you anymore. This dude, this is awful, man. This guy is deteriorating, man. His play is getting worse week after week, and then he's delusional. Sitting up here telling, no, I thought we did better. I thought our offense was doing good. We were actually doing good on third downs, bro. You were 0 for 5 in the red zone, dog. Who cares about what the hell you're doing between the 20s if it's not turning into touchdowns, bro? What are you talking about? You were 0 for 5 and you were the quarterback. You were the quarterback. You were 0 for 5 in an arrival game against a hated Atlanta team. You were the main reason why the Saints lost the game. You were the reason why the Saints lost the game because that dumbass pick six because you staring people down out there and then got the balls to congratulate the guy that picked your dumb ass off. Now, see, people can get mad at Aaron Brooks all that they want because he would just smile and put his head down like, I don't believe I threw that crap. But what do you say for a guy that makes $150 million that stares wide receivers down to the point where an Atlanta Falcon defensive back picks him off in the pick six, he picks him off, it goes back to the touchdown, it's a pick six, and then the guy congratulates the guy that picks the ball off to take it back to beat him? Who does that? Who congratulates the defensive back during the game? During the game. The game ain't over with now. But why, ask him what you was talking to Jesse Bates about. And he shouldn't even said nothing. He's like, just a little smack talking. The dude's so out of his mind. He's so pumped up on painkillers. He told the truth. He said, well, I just congratulated him. Yeah, congratulations on that pick six, Jesse. And Jesse probably said, thanks. What that asshole told me? He congratulated me for picking him off. Was it after the game, Jesse? No, it was right after I did it. Man, you can't make this up, dude. You can't make this up. But anyway, that's my thought process on the game. The defense, even though the defense still needs to do better with stopping mobile quarterback threats, the issue is with the defense is they only allowed 17 points, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. The pick six was Carr's fault. He not only did he give you a pick six, but he gave you no touchdowns. No touchdowns, but he gave them a pick six. He spotted them 6 points, 7 points. He spotted them. It's almost like you have an enemy agent working for you on the other side, man. It's absolutely insane. And the most insane part is the guy don't even know what he's doing. And the worse than that is that the coaches are not checking his behavior. Because even if he doesn't know it, he's delusional. The coaches are supposed to say, bro, listen, man, you cannot stare guys down. You got to go through your progressions. Yeah, I know, coach. Don't tell me I know. Go do it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to have to sit you the F down. Do you understand me? So stop bucking your eyes at me and go out there and go through your damn progressions before I yank you out of the game. This is the bottom line. Like Don said, go wipe off the eyeliner and go out there and go through your progressions. It's just terrible, man, at the end of the day, man. But Carr is a major problem for the Saints right now. We ain't even talking about Dennis Allen. I ain't got to Dennis Allen yet. That's really the clueless part. He's the king of the clueless castle right now. Is Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen is completely over his head. He is completely incapable and incompetent in fixing the woes that the Saints are going through, which is totally fixable. None of this stuff is extremely difficult. They are pretending like they don't know what's going on. They are really trying to do this. They're really pretending to us like they don't know what's going on. We trying to fix it. And every day we trying to clean it up. Dude, it is simple. It is really simple. Go and talk to your $150 million quarterback and tell him go through his progression. Stop staring guys down, or you're going to bench his ass. Bottom line. And go to somebody who will go through their progressions and will make the correct throws. Bottom line. This is the main thing. Then turn to your offensive line and get on your offensive line coach. Get these guys together because they're not blocking as well as they're supposed to be blocking. They too iffy out there. Guys need to reset the offensive line. They need to be able to remove the line of scrimmage. They need to have an attitude out there blocking. And too often, I'm seeing the Saints offensive linemen get pushed around, being beat on pass rushes and all this nonsense. This has to change. Turn to them and get on them and fire somebody, demote somebody, do something that creates a ripple effect in the building to show people that you're not playing and that we are serious about winning something. But he's not going to do that because Dennis Allen is a chump. Dennis Allen is not a leader. Dennis Allen doesn't know what he's doing. He's totally inept. He's totally over his head. And he says the same things over and again because he doesn't want the answers. The answer is change. Like with anything, if you want to progress, you can't stay the same. You must change. And he can't change because he's a dinosaur. And you know what you do with dinosaurs? You got to bury them. You got to fire them. You got to get rid of them because he's incapable of doing what needs to be done. He's incompetent. And then we go to Mickey. And Mickey's the one that's supposed to be saying, damn, this guy here is about to sink the ship. Let me go put my hand down here and tap him on the shoulder to say, hey, man, what's going on here? Well, Mickey, I'm trying to figure it out. Well, let me figure it out for you. I had an opportunity over the last several weeks to look at the team. Remember, you said last week during the bye week you was overlooking the team to try to fix the stuff. But oddly enough, what you was trying to fix over the bye week didn't do a damn thing. You still looked the same way you did in the Minnesota game. So pretty much looked like you wasted a week of whatever you was doing. Maybe you was fishing, maybe you was screwing around. I don't know what was going on here, but you didn't do what you said you was going to do. The team looked basically the same. The offense looked the same. The last 6 quarters that the Saints have had with Derek Carr as the quarterback are scoreless quarters. And if you want to touch you can count the touchdown, I guess, that he threw to Jesse Bates. At least he did that, right? He gave a touchdown on the board. It went the wrong way, but at the same time, he ain't doing up for the Saints offense. So at what point do Mickey Loomis tells Dennis Allen, what you going to do with Carr? Well, what you mean? He's not going to do that either because he okayed the deal. He brought a Carr here, and for them to admit that Carr is a failure, which means that they were a failure, which means Dennis Allen gets fired, Mickey Loomis gets thrown out too. And then you can't get from up under the car. Even if Gail came in the building tomorrow and said, Mickey, you fired. Kai is my guy now. Dennis, you're fired. Pete Carmichael, you're fired too. And you fire all of those people. She fired all those people. We still stuck with that quarterback. Who gonna want to come in there and work with the garbage, as your boy said yesterday? As I forgot who said it. That was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time, fam. Family said he ain't called it garbage. Garbage. He called it garbage. I said, what's worse than garbage? Garbage. Garbage. Damn. Garbage. But dude, like I said, man, who gonna work with? They stuck with this bum quarterback, man. I don't want to be mean to the man, but dude, bro, you stink, bro. And the guy deteriorating, and I think the guy's hurt, man. And he's sitting up here with these platitudes during the press conference, and boy, when it hits, it's going to be nice. No, bro, it don't work like that, bro. You got to put in the work. You got to do the right work for it to hit. You got to be practicing like you know what you're doing. You can't get in the game and throw balls into the ground or throw balls 3 or 4 feet outside of the wide receiver or throw it over their heads like you doing in games when he was trying to throw it to Jawan Johnson. Several times he was trying to throw the ball downfield to Jawan Johnson. He was weird throws. Like he missed them the majority of the time. Throwing to Jawan Johnson, it was either way over his head. One of the plays later in the game, he gunned the ball to Jawan Johnson and it went down. I was like, what are you throwing at? What's wrong with this guy? So I mean, it's like it's the guy. He's literally deteriorating to the point where the fundamentals that you need to have to be a good quarterback, it's not even there, man. It's not there. It's just a bunch of platitudes from a dude with his eyes bucking, talking about, yeah, we're going, we work on it. We're gonna fix it and offense. And man, I don't want to hear all that, man. All that word salad, man. Cut it out, man. Let's go to the next article, fam. News rumors: Jason Pierre-Paul to sign Dolphins contract with the Saints from the Saints practice squad. Boy, that was quick as hell, wasn't it? We got JPP in and JPP out. We got him a job. Nobody wanted to touch him. Now all of a sudden, Dolphins seen him a little bit playing the Saints, and JPP's headed to the Dolphins active roster. Following the loss of linebacker Jalen Phillips for the season, the Dolphins are signing free agent pass rusher Jason Pierre-Paul off the Saints practice squad, according to Ian Rappaport. Pierre-Paul, 34, mostly recently played for the Ravens last season, racking up 3 sacks in 14 games. And you see that he took a moment Monday to thank the black and gold for that opportunity. And so you said, I would like to thank the New Orleans Saints and the organization for giving me the opportunity to play for them. I can't even lie. It was a hard decision to make. To all the guys in the locker room, I appreciate y'all accepting me as a teammate. To all the coaches, appreciate you guys for believing me. I'm coming home. So it wasn't a hard decision for JPP to do, because when he seen how stank the Saints was, man, and he going over to Miami, bro, and you going back to where you come from, bro, good luck to you. So he'll end up going, and I think he had like 2 sacks in the Saints game, I want to say. He recorded a few statistics in the matchup for the Saints. So the one game we had that'll be a good trivia question for some of the black and gold people when they get up in age, is when Jason Pierre-Paul, and they mentioned him, he played for the Saints for one game. Let me see, JPP recorded, he had 2 tackles in the game, and one of them was, he had 2 tackles. He recorded 2 tackles, no sacks, and he is going to the Miami Dolphins. So shout out to JPP, congratulations, man, on going to the Dolphins and heading home. All right, and let's go to this article right here, fam. Let's kind of delve into this. The Carolina Panthers today, man, they fired Frank Wright as their head coach. He was 1-10, and they fired him. They got him up out of there. So after 11 games, he's gone. Panthers owner David Tepper fired Coach Frank Wright on Monday, less than 24 hours after the owner left their locker room muttering an expletive following Sunday 17 loss to the Titans. Wright's tenure at Carolina with an NFL worst 1-10 record, including an 0-6 mark on the road. He also becomes the first NFL coach since 1970 merger to be fired in back-to-back seasons after last year's dismissal from the Colts. Wright said he was told that he was being fired during an in-person meeting with Tepper on Monday. I met with Coach Wright this morning and informed him that he will not continue as the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. I want to thank Frank for his dedication and service. No, don't thank him for what? All right. So anyway, they said special teams coach Chris Tabor has been appointed as an interim head coach, while offensive coordinator Thomas Brown will assume the play calling duties with help from former senior assistant Jim Caldwell. Panthers on Monday also fired assistant head coach and running backs coach Deuce Staley and quarterbacks coach Josh McCown. Tepper, the owner, has scheduled a news conference for tomorrow morning, and according to ESPN Stats and Information Research, there only been 6 NFL coaches since the merger who didn't finish their first season with their team. The 3 of those instances have come in the past 3 seasons. Urban Meyer, and that was a dumpster fire. Hackett with the Broncos, and now Frank Wright, who's 62 years old. So he was a dumpster fire right there. The Panthers are assured of a 6th straight losing season since Tepper bought the team, and the Panthers are 30-63 and second worst only to the Jets since the man bought the team. Sound like another Daniel Snyder type, but can't really say that. But at least Daniel Snyder actually won some games. Overall, he did have some wins in there. But there's a lot of stuff going on. It's a long ass article, by the way. But yeah, they got him out of there. But how does this impact the Saints? Does it impact the Saints anything that you see Frank Wright fired? Does it really help your case in terms of what you got going on, Black and Gold family? And the reality is, uh, like I've said, and I've said this before, I don't think the Saints fired Dennis Allen. Like I said, the Saints, I think they're going to lose 3 games straight: the Vikings, the Falcons, and the Detroit Lions game. Detroit lost on Thanksgiving. I think ultimately what happened, they'll win the game against the Saints because the Saints can't score the ball. The Saints can't score. They can't score touchdowns. And if they do get a touchdown with Derek Carr, they can't consistently do it because it's just they don't have the key to moving the ball. They think it's just going to happen because no, it's not going to happen because Carr is not. He's going in the wrong direction in his development. And can people change and get better? Sure, they can. But now with the move with the Panthers, they moving up, shaking up some stuff. That you're looking at that Panthers game that the Saints will play after they played Detroit. That's not looking like a win. With them shaking it up a bit, they're going to have some life and energy in that game coming up against the Saints. They're going to be different in that game, so you might lose that one too. But like I said, the only way Dennis Allen gets fired is if the Saints bottom out from here and now and they just lose a ton of games and they go backwards than what they were last year. And you get rid of Dennis Allen, you get rid of Pete Carmichael, but you can't get rid of this. The damage been done because you can't get rid of Derek Carr. Who gonna want to take this team with Carr on top of it? His quarterback is stuck here. So it's like, even if you get rid of Dennis Allen, which the Saints will have to bottom out and lose a ton of games and go backwards, which they got the Lions, Panthers, Giants, Rams, Bucks, and then Falcons to close out the year. And I just don't see them. Fam, we have 6 games left, and the Saints still don't know how to score touchdowns on the offense. That means that the quarterback is deteriorating. The offense ain't going nowhere. Despite all the practices they're doing, they practice this and they're lying about, we had good practice. We had some good practice, but it doesn't translate into the game. That is, I don't believe nothing that they say. I really don't. And after they lost to Atlanta and I have to go and put on some goddamn Atlanta Falcon jersey or shirt or whatever, I'm really upset about that, man. I really am upset about that. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get into the Dennis Allen portion. I know y'all are not eager to listen to him, but listen, all I got to say, man, about this whole thing about Derek Carr is that he's awful, man. In the film, he looks worse. He looks confused, and he's delusional too. And I think the man might have took too many shots to his head or something. I don't know what's going on with the dude, but it's, and he's just getting knocked, something wrong, man. Big time wrong. And what's even worse than that is that the coaches, they supposed to be telling that man what I'm telling them, what I'm saying to you guys. They supposed to be telling that goddamn man that. So shame on this Ronald Curry dude and shame on this Pete Carmichael cat. If they sitting up here studying film and they watching what Derek Carr doing and they not telling Derek Carr the truth, shame on these people for that, because this is a mess. This is trash. This is garbage. It really is garbage. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is garbage. Anyway, here go this guy right here, Dennis Allen. Let's see. We're gonna listen to some of it. It's like 15 minutes. I ain't gonna listen to all of it, but here you go. Y'all put one in the chat if y'all can hear it.
I should know this, but how many players actually left with injuries that did not return? That will.
I
Chris
think,
and Rashid.
and then Cam ended up with an ankle injury that he didn't return.
Cam did not return.
Yeah, I think that was everybody. Yeah.
So Cam is an ankle, not a shin.
Well, it was told me ankle injury today, so I don't know exactly what that is, but
And you said
I think they're still doing some evaluation on some of these guys.
quad for Rashid last night. That's
Correct, yeah.
So, quick question. So, if Cam got an ankle issue, why are we letting JPP go to Carolina? I mean, shouldn't we sign him, JPP, to the kind of sign him to the active roster with Cam? Cam is getting up there, and they got an ankle issue. Shouldn't we have kept JPP? Just a thought.
And so those are the nature of injuries that could be weak to be.
Yeah. Look, we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, Shahid's quad injury was a pretty good little quad injury. It happened on the first play of the game, and he tried to gut through it, and certainly wasn't quite as effective as generally he would be. And then Cam's injury happened really at the end of the game.
You've worked with Dan Campbell. What do you think of him as a coach and the job he's done?
I think he's done a really good job. Yeah, I mean, it didn't start out great for him, but through about halfway through the second season, they started to turn things around, and I think he's done a really good job. I think their team is, tough, physical, competitive. They do a good job on offense in the run game. They do a good job with play action passing game in the run game. They play, really physical and aggressive defensively. So I think he's done a good job with that team. Yeah, absolutely.
What stood out about him when y'all were on the staff?
Well, look, I was at A&M with Dan, so I've known Dan for, a long time as, teammates and things of that nature. Just a tough, physical, mindset. I mean, that's really, what he was as a player, and I think that's what he is as a coach.
When you watch the tape again, did you reveal anything that you didn't see?
Missed opportunities was the biggest thing. We had 7 drives that, we got into scoring position, and we weren't able to capitalize for, a multitude of different reasons. 3 penalties hurt us, 2 holding calls and an offensive pass interference. And then we had 2 turnovers down there. And then we had 1 missed opportunity, to Shahid right there on the goal line in the first, second drive of the game, that we had an opportunity potentially to, score touchdowns. So, look, that's certainly, been an issue for us. We haven't been able to get that corrected. That's going to continue to be a focus of ours. Because as I look at that game, I think, if we're able to capitalize on a few of those opportunities, I think the game plays out differently.
Did you see anything, DA, on the run defense, or was it just a case of
Look, I don't think the run defense was as good as it needed to be. I thought it was decent early on. There's a couple runs that as we got into
it wasn't good early on, bro. It wasn't. The issues the Saints have, man, it's just it's tell the truth time, man. It really is, but it's hard to get the truth for people to, they need hardcore truth, and Saints really need to, the players need to have a player-only meeting. I know I did this last year when I was calling throughout the season for the players to get off their ass and stop placating and asking people, the family members, to support them, even though we're doing that already. A lot of people still buying merchandise. We still flying our colors. Don't ask me to support you if you're not willing to put in the work to represent us the correct way. And even if you don't win, at least show some effort. I mean, really show some effort. Go all the way out and don't leave any plays on the field. Play with passion, play with intelligence, play with focus and determination. That's what we ask for. And if you lose, well, at least you emptied out. You went and you gave it everything you got. These people don't do that, man. And what really upsets me at the end of the games is that when you see these players stand up before you on these press conference, even when they stunk and they lost, and you got to put on Atlanta Falcons shirts and stuff because you bet on your dumbass team to win a game that they easily should have won. They stand up there and they smile and they talk about all this other stuff about we just need to stick together and all this. I don't want to hear none of that. Tell me what you're going to do to fix it. And they don't, because they're not going to do it. This guy, the weasel up here, what I call him, a possum. This possum looking dude up here is not going to do anything to change. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, in my Justin Wilson voice, I guarantee that this Weasel guy right here is not going to make a change at the coordinator position, offensively speaking. He's not going to do any of that. He's not going to change the quarterback, even though you can look at the tape and see the guy is struggling. He is going backwards in development. That's how bad he looks. He hasn't scored a touchdown for you in 6 quarters. And he scored a touchdown. It's for Atlanta. He helped them win the game. But in terms of helping the Saints win, he hasn't scored a touchdown in 6 quarters. 6 quarters. So it's keep it real time, man. It's time to tell the truth, man. It's tell the truth time. The truth of the matter is this man is not, we've been knowing this and I've been saying this part. This guy is not the guy. This guy is up here talking about we did such and such. No, your defense, and Dennis Allen does a decent job of coaching defense, but that coaching the defense, the allowing the quarterback to scramble around, that's a whole nother issue. I got to credit the defense for holding Atlanta to 17. They did that. They did well enough as opposed to what they did with the Minnesota Vikings game. They still allowed too many opportunities to happen with the rushing attack, where they were, I think it was 200 yards rushing, I think was put on this team. If I'm not mistaken, hold on, give me a second. It was something ridiculous like that. The Saints allowed, the Falcons to run for over 200 yards on them. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? The Falcons put 228 yards on the Saints rushing attack yesterday, despite the fact that happened, and the Saints still only allowed 17 points. They ran for 228 on the Saints. Several of their running backs averaged thank you, Brent. Shout out to Brent. Brent. All right. Hold on, Brent. Shout out to you, my brother. He says, did you hear he said the last 32 possessions, only 3 yeah, that's right. Thank you, Brent. He says 32 possessions, only 3 touchdowns and 33 possessions. 3 TDs were from Jameson. Taysom, not Carr. He doesn't have it, right? DA, he says CA about 18 wasn't good for the 2 years. Indeed. Thank you, Brent, for that, man. Yeah, that's a ridiculous stat about the Saints, how awful the offense is. But will they change the quarterback? Derek Carr, we have family. Listen, we have what, 6 games left? I won't say we got 6 games left. I think it's like 6 games left. Hold on, let me make sure I check that out. 228 yards they ran on the Saints yesterday, but still only allowed them to score 17 points. The Saints have Lions, Panthers, Giants, Rams, Bucks, and Falcons again. They have 6 games remaining. We have 6 games left in the NFL season. And the Saints offense is still stuck in reverse. They're not scoring touchdowns from Derek Carr, the $150 million quarterback. He's not getting any better. I'm just keeping it real. Don't be fooled by a completion here and then 2 or 3 incompletion, then a completion, then a miss. It's nothing's never solid. There's no rhythm to his game. It's almost like he's making completions by accident because he has so many incompletions. It's almost 2 or 3 to 1 at times. Like it's 2 incompletions, then a completion. Completion. It's never like completion. It's never that. It's always some up and down nonsense, almost like he's making completions by accident. I mean, it's crazy, man. But in the end, I just think that the guy on the screen is not serious about making any changes. He's going to keep the same coordinator in there. The same guy going to call plays. The same quarterback who ain't doing nothing. It's going to still be the guy doing it. And listen, the dude got talent, but something wrong, fam. And they sit up here pretending like something not right, that everything is totally fine. No, bro, we supposed to be changing everything right now. You have 6 games left to go. 6 games. 6 games left to go. The team is 5-6. It lost to the Falcons, and they say, well, we still only won. They're gonna keep talking this. Well, we in top of the division, which you were just losing less than they were. The Saints are not, dominating or doing anything. This is the portion of the season with 6 games left where they have to step on the gas and make something pop. The Saints, the offense is stuck in reverse. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. And Mickey Loomis is sleeping on the switch. It's crazy, man. Crazy. This guy has absolutely no clue what's going on. No clue. But in the end, if they ultimately do fire Dennis Allen, because if you look at the Saints schedule, the Lions is a loss. The Panthers fired their coach, so they're gonna be shook up and for whatever they're gonna do coming in for the next 2 weeks. So you're gonna have guys that are gonna be extra motivated because we're gonna be catching them at a strange time because they're not beaten down anymore. They're gonna have some kind of fire in their belly. You know, you're gonna have problems with that because you can't score any touchdowns. Then you got the Giants. I don't know if you get them. You damn sure ain't gonna beat the Rams. Tampa Bay might sweep you, and Atlanta might sweep you. So how many games do the Saints win over the next 6 games to make them relevant? I got 2 games possibly, maybe a win against the Panthers and the Giants. But I don't see y'all answer that for me. How many games? Because I ain't gonna play no more Dennis Allen. I'm done with this. But how many games? Let me ask y'all this before I leave. How many games do the Saints win? Let me put their stuff up on the screen right here. Hold on. Let me put the Saints schedule up on the screen here. Let me put their schedule up here. Y'all tell me how many games do the Saints win? They got 6 freaking games left. How many games do they win? Hold on. Me shout out to you, Brent. Hold on, Brent. Brent says, all right. Thank you, Brent. Appreciate that, man. Your Cash App, man. All right. All right. Hold on. Let me kind of get his message right here. All right. He says, for 4 new dolls going to be here soon. Guess who? Yeah, you're right, bro. Absolutely, man. Thank you for that, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, that's a great stat that you dropped about the possessions, man. Last 32 possessions, only 3 touchdowns. And those 3 touchdowns were from Jameis and Taysom, not Carr. So yeah, that's the stat of the night right there, my friend. The stat of the night. Thank you for the Cash App, bro. Appreciate it.
Say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this.
All right, shout out to you, Abraham. Good to see you, man. KD says 3-3. Down the stretch, we missed the playoffs. Be kind. What's up, Be kind? Says 1 game, possibly none. Brother Marvin says 0-6. Thank you, bro. 1 or 2 games. Says Saints for life. Big Ant, what's up, bro? Said I can't even give us 1. It's crazy. Josh says 2. I'm with you on that, Josh. I think it's 2 games, bro. Because it damn sure ain't gonna be this Atlanta. And it's the thing. There's 6 games left. How many games do the Saints? How many games do the Saints need to win? You know, that's another question. How many games do the Saints need to win the NFC South? Because right now the Saints are 1-2 in the South. They lost to a bullcrap Tampa. No disrespect to Tampa Bay, but they lost to a Baker Mayfield Tampa Bay Buccaneers team early in the year. They turn around and then they only beat Carolina. You know, they beat Carolina early in the year. They lose to Tampa. They lose to Atlanta, and then Atlanta's last in the rest of the year. At the end of the year, you got Tampa Bay on December the 31st. So realistically and truthfully, I can only see 2 wins here, and and possibly a Carolina game in Tampa Bay is perhaps because I think Atlanta might sweep them this year. And Atlanta might have it wrapped up where they don't play their guys, and we might actually win that game, but it might come down to that. But I really saying like 2 games and the real reason is because the Saints can't score touchdowns, and Dennis Allen is not trying to change anybody out of there. He's sticking with these people. I don't see it, man. Belo says 9 games would lock it up. I think. Okay, yeah, cool. I don't think it happened, bro. 0-6, we might be drafting in the top 10. Thank you, that's Slim. John says 2 games. Josh says 4 games. Okay. All right. 4 games. So the family member saying, order to stay relevant to win the NFC South, we need to win 4 games. So 4 of the 6. That sounds about logically. Logically. Do you win the South if you finish the season at 3-3, which would put you at what? Let's see. That will put you at what? At 5-6. So if you finish 3-3, that would make you 8-9. 8-9. Do you win the NFC South by going 3-3? Because that's so Saints right there. That sound like the Saints up and down. Like they ain't gonna win 4 of the next 6 games. They'll the best they would do in this crappy team would be 3-3, right? Is that enough to win the South? Like if they win and then you would beat a Carolina, perhaps a Tampa Bay or a Giant team, and then lose against in 3-3. I don't even know if they can go 3-3. They're in trouble, man. They're in trouble, and they're talking about all this stuff. You got 6 games left. Yeah, we running out of time. All this kind of stuff. These people in trouble, man. All right. Brent says, how many games to guarantee no real team changes? Yeah, they're not going to be in it. The only way the changes happen is like when they get really. It's what line is like. It's. I'm thinking about them like from a mathematical standpoint. When does Mickey Loomis step in and say, "Hey, man, enough is enough. You need to do such and such"? When does that happen? When does that happen? When does Mickey Loomis step in here and say, "Okay, I'm gonna let you play around enough. The team is now on a 3-game losing streak. We got to turn it. I got to step in and do this." When does that happen? Is Mickey gonna sit on his ass all the way until the team misses the playoffs again, enough for the 3rd straight year? Is he gonna step in and stop all this from happening? And remember, they're so weaselly. Last year, Mickey Loomis disappeared at the end of the year and didn't want to face the family members. But you can stand up there and take their money, though. But when it's time to be called to be accountable, you won't disappear and run to the back somewhere and hide, talking about you was upset. And I just was upset. That's why I had to take a little time to because I was upset. There was no people. You're not upset because you wasn't upset enough to fire that coach. You weren't upset enough to do something about it. So miss me with that upset stuff. You won't know who's upset, the people that's supporting this damn team, and you sitting up there living off these people and not respecting their mind when they're telling you to get rid of this guy because he's not a good coach. It's not the fact that I don't dislike Dennis Allen. I could care less about Dennis Allen, but the reality is I don't want him as my head coach because he's not a head coach. He stinks. He stinks just like this quarterback that he brought in here stinks. And the guy is deteriorating, family. He's not, whatever little skills that he had with the Raiders, he's not exhibiting even that stuff. Because let me just throw it to you like this. Let me drop some game on y'all, family. Y'all know that. Looking at it from a psychological standpoint with Carr, his game is confidence. If he can't play with confidence, and that's some athletes, if they can't draw energy from their confidence, their game suffers big time. Like they got people that can play, they always have a high degree of confidence. Like they can play with that confidence. I know what I could do. I'm gonna do this and do it. I'm gonna show y'all. But that he's not tapping into that energy. He's not tapping everything. If you hear him talking, it's not confidence you're hearing. When you hear these platitudes, he's speaking from something else that's not confidence. I don't know what it is. Whatever he's trying to tap into, whatever that weird energy is, it's not paying off. His game is confidence because he's a gunslinger. So if he gets touchdowns, you see him pumping his hands and doing this and stuff. That feeds his game and takes him to another level. But when he can't tap into that stuff, because it's a whole nother effect, and you can see it happening. His game has zero confidence. He don't know what he's doing. And when he gets out there, you see the people don't believe in him. And you can see the wide receivers frustrated because, he's not looking in a direction because he's not looking at the other side. He's looking to the left and not looking right. When you're supposed to span everything, his defensive reads are late, getting his reads in there, adjusting to what the defense is doing. Everything is off. It's off, and it's not getting better. With 6 games left, you think Carr is going to kick in? There is no indicator showing that he's getting any better. Like you see a game that happens recently and say, yeah, he got it. Nah, he done figured it out. Like it might be a measurement like last couple of games, you'll see an improvement in his third down statistics. You'll see an improvement in his red zone stats. You don't see none of that. The guy was 0 for 5 in the Atlanta game in the red zone. 0 for 5. 0 for 5. And then there's 6 games left. And those games get a lot more difficult to play because a lot of these teams is getting really serious. And now injuries start impacting the team. You got two of your wide receivers, one of which you was responsible for throwing that stupid ass ball up there. Rashid Shaheed, he could be dealing, he could be out. So you're gonna have backup wide receivers, and Michael Thomas is on the IR right now. So you can't count on him right now. So injuries are starting to catch up with you. See, you was lucky. You was healthy for 9 weeks into the year. You was healthy. Then the injuries hit you after the break, and then them injuries started happening. Mike Thomas and all these other people. You see, you were healthy. You had a lot of the health early on when you were supposed to be winning. Now that the injuries start mounting and the people disappear a little bit, the teams kind of drop a little bit, and that suffers it a bit. That's going to make it even more difficult for you to pick up wins because you can't even capitalize off when your adversaries' people are beat up. You couldn't do that. There is no indication showing that Carr, statistical or otherwise, that he will improve magically over the next 6 games to become $150 million quarterback that Dennis Allen think that he is. There is no way. He's not. There is no indication. No indication because he's not even playing confidently, and that suffers his game. And he's deteriorating. He is really deteriorating in football play right before our very eyes. He's falling apart. He can't take that pressure, fam. That pressure, that New Orleans, that Nation pressure is something else, man. He thought he was gonna take this money and come here and play like this, man. They tearing him up everywhere, and they deserve to tear his ass up. You don't want to be your friends on that. You don't want to be your friends on Twitter. It ain't about being friends on Twitter. People wouldn't clown you if you wasn't a clown. People wouldn't, if you were successful in doing what you were supposed to be doing, then they're just stating the obvious. They're saying the truth. A lot of people might troll you a bit and make fun of you and say that you garbage and all that because you're giving them that. You're playing bad. You don't deserve $150 million. You don't deserve that money. It's the bottom line. Brent says, if we win a little, we will lose a lot. For real, right? Riddle me this. All right. Thank you for that, bro. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this.
All right. Thank you, Brent. Shout out to you. Michael says, Olavi is concerning. He has a lot of concussions. Well, he got that one there, man. He went down hard, man. I don't know if we'll have him available for the Detroit Lions game, but even like when we talked about the A.T. Perry play, when A.T. Perry was in there, and he got confused and whatever. It's just that type of stuff happens all the time in the Saints offense. It's always a wide receiver that's either running that Carr and him are not on the same page. Carr will call a play and then they don't connect, or he'll overthrow a guy or throw past a guy, and it's just weird, man. It's weird energy. Thank you, Mike, for that. But yeah, I don't know. It's 6 games left, family. And the Detroit Lions game, to me, is a loss. I don't think they beat Detroit. They can't score touchdowns. They might get lucky and get a touchdown here, but getting a lucky touchdown here or there and counting on the defense to keep people pinned down when the defense is obviously showing signs of slippage all over the place, that wasn't what it was supposed to be this year. The Saints offense was given all of the stuff that they need to be a top 10 unit, and they can't even get anything going. And it's really awful. And then Dennis Allen's going to do what Dennis Allen does. He's going to sit up there, look like a possum, and he's going to keep rolling Carr out there, and he's going to keep rolling Pete Carmichael out there, and those two are going to sink the ship even further, which works for us because it sets a case to get him up out of here and get him fired too. So may that energy, that Frank Wright firing energy, may it resonate in the Who Dat Nation as we prepare to move Dennis Allen up off this team. And once Dennis Allen's gone, then we stuck with the garbage effect. The garbage effect will be here. The garbage effect, because you're going to have to pay. You stuck with this dude over the next several years. It's just so even if we get Dennis Allen out of here, we stuck with his garbage ass quarterback on top of the team. So yeah, and the guy's not getting any better, man. I hate to say that, man, but when I was looking at the tape said it shows it all. He's not getting any better, family. He's not getting better. But anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna get ready to get out on that, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all listening at me tonight, man. It's kind of late. I appreciate the 100+ people in the building, man. Listen, I'm gonna pop back up on Patreon tomorrow. Patreon Tuesday, we're going to do the film work on it. I'm going to show you guys what I was talking about with Derek Carr and the plays with Derek Carr and what he's looking at and what he's missing when he goes through all these check downs. I'm going to show you guys on the film the check downs he's missing because he's not going through everything. They got guys running down the field. It's the same thing every damn week. It's a check down. He goes to the check down without seeing the field. And it's a pain in the ass for him to keep doing that because doing that, he's missing opportunities upfield and explosive plays because it's just a bunch of stuff, man. To tell you, it's not good game. I'll just be honest with you. It's not good game from Derek Carr, what he's exhibiting. It's not, man. He's actually going backwards in development with 6 games remaining in the season. It's so terrible. All right. Brent says, sent you for yeah, he says for them impossum haters. All right. Shout out to you, Brent. Thank you.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on.
Come on, man.
We need to get Dennis Allen up out of here, man. He doesn't have a clue, man. Let him and send him a link to Indeed. Maybe he can go clean floors for a living. He can't screw that up, but then it's Dennis Allen. But man, listen, these guys are completely clueless. They don't know what they're doing. 6 games left to go in the NFL season. Saints offense can't score any touchdowns. The defense is exhibiting slippage, and now injuries are mounting. So it's going to be interesting, family, to see what it goes over the next six games. So we'll be here to cover it. But I'll be on Patreon tomorrow for my family members, Patreon family members, and the YouTube membership family. If you want to join, please feel free to check out patreon.com/the Pro Media Network for Patreon. Patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. Should be in the links in the description section below and the links in the main page of the platform. Or you can simply go to the whothatdaily.com, our website, and the links are there. The advertisements are there as well. Or just simply become a member of the channel on YouTube. So with that being said, that's all I got for tonight, family. I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one on tomorrow. And for the rest of the family, I'll return on Wednesday. Much love, and who that to you. Peace.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Falcons store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the pro shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the pro shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the pro shop and Who That too.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. The Who That